Okay, hey everybody. I think this is working. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Okay, hey. So, I'm you, Buster Green, and tonight I am going to try to do something a little bit different from one of my usual videos. Long story short, I wrote a video today and I don't feel like editing it, so I'm going to try to do it live, which might be really tough. But I think I'm up for it. So let's see how this goes if I do this video live. All right, so anyway, let's try this out. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I'm doing this video live instead of doing my typical more polished videos because I haven't been getting a lot of hits lately. And I don't really know if my usual subscribers are going to care about this crap because this is kind of a different sort of video. I'm basically just reacting to all the entertainment news going on like right now with Warner Brothers and Discovery and all the cancellations. Long story short, I grew up in a house where Nintendo was always better than Sega and DC was always better than Marvel until the MCU came along. You know, aside from Spider-Man. And this week, a lot of DC stuff just kind of died on the vine, and I feel like it's my job to like react to it and bury it because that's what people expect of YouTube nowadays. All right, so anyway, let's bring up the screen. All right, so first things first. Yeah. All this chaos was set in motion when Discovery Channel got their god powers, and they've been on this kind of corporate merger rampage the last couple years. And finally, they've devoured the largest and most valuable things they could get their hands on, which was the entirety of Warner Brothers. After having lost their autonomy in a previous sale to AT&T, who didn't know what the fuck to do with them. And they officially took control like a week ago, and now they're just canceling kind of everything. Like, Discovery Channel is shaking things up at Warner Brothers. There's massive layoffs just fucking everywhere. And they're canceling all these different projects that were in various different states of completion. And it kind of sucks. Some of them, I feel like, they deserved it, but not all of them did. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to go over all of them and kind of pass my judgment on should this have been canceled or should it not have been. And I think that's going to be fun. So let's see how that goes. All right, so anyway, yeah, like they canceled all these different projects and some of them were complete, some of them were just starting up. Some of them have been on the air for a couple of years. They're just kind of canceling everything. And so many of these got killed in this single first week of Discovery being in charge that I just gotta, say my piece and vent a little about them because I think it's a good topic for a talk about. So, yeah, let's see. The cancellations going on right now at Warner Brothers mirror the cancellations that are going on with Netflix. But the ones happening at Netflix are like so numerous right now that I don't even want to get into them. And honestly, if I'm being real, I don't really care because like Netflix has done a very bad job of getting me to care about what they're doing. Like Netflix canceled so many shit that I can't even begin to count it. And I honestly think that a large number of these cancellations are just coming from the fact that there's economic chaos in the world right now from the Russia-Ukraine war. And the fact that taking both of those countries out of the global economy has just completely fucked the global economy. And that's why Netflix took an especially bad hit because they had so many like Russian and Ukrainian subscribers and now they're just like completely eradicated. All right, so yeah, anyway, I don't care about Netflix. I'm just going to talk about Warner Brothers for this video. All right, so that's like the general gist of what I'm getting into. Let's move on to the first topic. All right, so the first thing that Warner Brothers has canceled via Discovery Channel is Batwoman. And yeah, Batwoman was canceled. Don't really care too much. This here's an article from Deadline. I'm not going to read it because I'm not one of those channels. But yeah, so Batwoman was canceled. I'm very much in favor of LGBT rights, but this show was a massive, dangerous dumpster fire that could be seen from space. I myself never watched it, so you guys should know that much. But I don't like this show because I just heard so many bad stories out of it. And I can't critique its content because I didn't watch it, but I can critique the stories I've heard of it being a public safety nightmare and people like almost getting burned to death and maimed and disfigured. Yeah, like just straight up horror stories. Like I have to put it like right up there with like Reckless Alec Baldwin cowboy movies, which I'm also not going to talk about. But yeah, it crippled and damn near killed its original star Ruby Rose. She still has to walk with a cane to this day because of it. And nowadays she fucking crusades against the show that she used to star in, which is pretty nuts when you think about it. Like she's straight up and out to kill the show that she used to be like the driving person behind. I mean, I guess it's like she blames herself and she thinks it's her fault. So yeah, that's pretty crazy, honestly. Yeah, anyway, well, I hope she sleeps good tonight because the show's finally canceled. And yeah, it's gone now. So her crusade has ended. Like I said, I've never actually watched the show. I thought it was a little bit too matting and strange, and apparently it didn't really even have Batman characters in it because of like legal mumbo jumbo until its third season. But ultimately, my heart goes out to the cast and crew because, you know, they were risking their lives and a lot of them were horribly injured by the show, and now they're out of their jobs too with ultimately nothing to show for it. So, yeah, that really sucks. As far as I can tell, the only people in the entire world who actually enjoyed the show were YouTube trolls who were just hate watching it to make fun of it. So, it's gone now. Those people can shut up and find another gay show to complain about. All right, next topic, because there's a lot of topics that were canceled in this situation. So yeah, in the same move where they canceled Batwoman, they also canceled the slightly beloved and pretty enjoyable Legends of Tomorrow. So, I don't want to see this video. Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow has been canceled by the CW, time-traveling superhero show, wrapped up its 7th season in March, and had a cliffhanger ending designed to set up the 8th season, but it's not going to happen, which sucks. Now, let me think about Legends of Tomorrow. Like, Legends of Tomorrow was a good show. Like, from my data, I'm being told it's the 9th most popular show on the CW. And, okay, maybe it wasn't the best show. It was kind of like a weird, dumb kid show at times. Like, honestly, it was kind of a show that couldn't decide if it was for adults or kids. But nonetheless, I thought it was always a pretty entertaining show. Legends of Tomorrow had one of the weirdest runs I've ever seen for a show. Like, it started out as basically like the Arrowverse's like version of the Justice League. It was like originally this like amazing high budget crossover show. And it had this vibe where it was kind of like the Super Friends, and the early seasons were like super tight and like highly special effects driven. But the show was kind of a victim of its own success, if I'm being real. Like, as it went on, it kept like replacing the established DC superheroes of like, at first they're distant relatives, but by the end of the show, it was like literally fully devolved into like a team of a bunch of random nobodies with zero recognizable comic books here superheroes. And that kind of sucked because like at that point, I guess like they really lost their path. The first couple of seasons, it was like basically straight up Super Friends Justice League action. And they saved Matt Ryan's perfect rendition of Constantine and like put him on the show and gave him a nice long run. So that was pretty cool. What else did they do? I don't know. Over time, the show just went downhill. It lost all its recognizable A-list superheroes, and it devolved into like straight up like childish shenanigans. Like half the episodes were making fun of like Elmo from Sesame Street. Also, there was so much crazy alien sex on the show. Like aliens would have like sex with all the characters. Like in the most recent season, there was like crazy alien lesbian sex where like the lesbians got pregnant from the aliens because aliens were involved. Like, when I really think about the show, like, almost every single time there was an alien on it, like, instantly someone would show up and have sex with it. So, how dare they cancel the show with all its vigorous alien sex? Anyway, that happened. I guess it didn't help that during the pandemic, they got, like, super bloated and super low budget. And the fact that, like, the 6th and 7th season were basically just, like, one giant pandemic season. It had some fun, low-budget episodes, but it really felt like they were spinning their wheels. So, yeah, I'm really sad to see it go. But, I mean, if I'm being real, it was probably its time because it had, like, run its course. Although, if I'm being real, I was actually really psyched out for the eighth season because they were hyping up that in the eighth season, they were going to have the guy from Scrubs, not White Scrub, but Black Scrubs, and he was going to be playing a weird version of Booster Gold because the show had run out of like real superheroes. And so for the eighth season, they were going to do this weird, like, redemption arc for Booster Gold. Except the weird shit about it was the guy from Scrubs, Donald Faison. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Sorry, I just ate dinner. But anyway, yeah, so it was going to be the guy from Scrubs, and he was doing this like weird version of Booster Gold that was like brazenly inspired by O.J. Simpson. Like, what the fuck? O.J. Simpson Booster Gold? Like, that's so fucking weird. And almost tantalizing. Like, I'm kind of sad we're not going to see that because I actually really want to see that. I mean, you saw it a little bit in like the last episode, which is now like straight up the last episode of the entire show, but still, we could have had a whole season of O.J. Simpson Booster Gold with Scrubs guy. Like, I don't know what's worse, the fact that we're not going to see fucking a whole season of O.J. Simpson Booster Gold, or that Norm Macdonald is too dead to make fun of it. Like, this is why I was so sad about Cowboy Bebop getting canceled. Because, like, as bad as Cowboy Bebop was, it was going to get even worse. And I was there for that. Yo, Nicholas Lim. Hey, man. I'm talking about the WB cancelizations. Like, they canceled Legends of Tomorrow, and I'm, like, shocked about that. Anyway, let's see what else they canceled. All right, let's keep on going. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm not done talking about Legends of Tomorrow. All right, yeah, so back to Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, I missed that show. Like, okay, guys, like, I need to ask you guys, do you want to hear me talk about Legends of Tomorrow more? Because if I'm being real, I was a fan of that show. I was there for it. I really did enjoy it. So if you guys want me to, maybe in a future video, I'll take, like, a more detailed and nuanced look at how the show fell apart. Because it was such an elaborate train wreck 7 years in the making. And I know also that they had so much behind the scenes drama, which I'm very much looking forward to fully hearing about, because the actors were like hinting at it, but never like revealed it. And now that the show is fully dissolved, I know all these stories are going to come out of the woodwork, and I'm actually really excited to hear about them. But yeah, what else? I have notes. Sorry, I'm reading my notes right now. What else do I need to talk about? Yeah, I don't know. Legend of Tomorrow just fell apart. It was definitely one of those shows that at a certain point put the actors in front of the story, and that kind of ruined the show. But yeah, please let me know, you guys, if you actually want me to talk more about this show, because I just thought it was dumb. And I don't know. I had a lot of friends who were like into it too. We all just like kind of mutually enjoyed like making fun of it. All right. Nicholas Lim chimed in that he didn't know Legends was still going on. Yeah, man, it was still going on, but it like didn't have its budget anymore, and they got rid of like all the original characters, so it was very weird. All right, so yeah, now that Legends is gone and Batwoman's gone, the Arrowverse is really starting to lose its legs. I guess the only thing it's still got going on are Flash and Superman, and I guess technically like Stargirl. I don't know. I haven't actually watched CW's Superman show. It's like I can't get behind a Superman who's like a whipped middle-aged deadbeat dad. All right, moving on to even more cancellations, because literally I'm just going over WB cancellations in this entire video. Ooh, whoops. All right, next thing that was canceled by Discovery Channel was the Wonder Twins movie, which, again, I was loosely kind of feeling excited for, because I think the Wonder Twins are kind of cool. Like, a Wonder Twins movie was in the works for HBO Max. They were literally about to start filming it, like, in the next couple of weeks, but freaking Discovery Channel pulled the plug on that, too. So, super mixed feelings about this one. Like, they had some recent comics where they were actually cool. So, I thought if they followed the comics, which most DC movies do, you know, they could have rebooted them and it would have been all right. I really do think there is a world where a Wonder Twins movie could have worked. Especially if it was going to be like HBO Max flavored, like the dark and gritty Snyder Cut. Or maybe it could have been like funny and cool like Peacemaker was. I mean, Peacemaker was a little bit stupid, but hey, Peacemaker worked. I'm actually okay that this movie was canceled though, because the thing about the Wonder Twins were only big because they were the Justice League's brown skinned person of color sidekicks. And apparently in this movie, they had casted like these really old white people to play them, which I don't think that would have worked. Like, these people look kind of awful. I'm not really familiar with them, but they just do not look like the Wonder Twins. Like, these guys look like fucking middle-aged country club, like, Riverdale rejects. Like, it's not cool because the Wonder Twins are, like, major heroes to, like, the Asian or Latino community. I don't know. Sometimes the Wonder Twins come off as aliens, or are they, like, Filipinos? I don't really know. Nobody does. But my point is that they're not white or middle-aged, so I really think this is really bad casting. So, I mean, maybe it's better that they canceled this movie because it probably would have been a dramatic failure in the end, but I don't know. I'm really like all over the place with this one because I guess it was too early to really pass judgment on it, but yeah, the casting looks bad, so that could have really fucked it up. I don't know. I think the Wonder Twins are like kind of a topic that could be done justice to. I mean, I think there's a lot of drama to be explored between the badass sister and the weird brother trying to make himself useful with his stupid ass powers. I also do, though, think the characters work best as teenagers, so I think it's a weird and bad idea for them to be like middle aged white people. All right, so that's all the DC cancellations that happened this week, but not all the Warner Brothers cancellations because there's like so many cancellations going on this Warner Brothers Discovery Channel massacre. Moving on to the next topic is Fantastic Beasts 3. So I didn't see this one. I worked on the first movie. I saw the second movie, and I didn't think the second movie was good. So the Fantastic movies are probably going to be canceled. They haven't been officially canceled, but they're like losing hard in the box office to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and that like new random wolf CGI cartoon. A lot of people are boycotting them right now because J.K. Rowling is a turf hate monger and just people are shunning her because she's, you know, a loudmouth at how she hates people. And yeah, I don't know if most of you guys saw the second movie, but it was a head-scratching confusion fest. I haven't got around to seeing the third movie because it's a flop, but criminal Ezra Miller has a huge role in it, and domestic abuse survivor Johnny Depp was fired, much to everyone's dismay. And meanwhile, Tina Goldstein, the Jewish little heroine of the franchise and Newt Scaramander's future wife, that's a whole dramatic story. So get this. Like a year ago, the actress who played her, Catherine Watterson, did like an op-ed for Vanity Fair where she denounced J.K. Rowling for being a transphobe. And because she did this, and because J.K. Rowling is a producer on this movie, she like completely cut her role out of the movie to punish her. But like they didn't really like do anything to like fill the void. So that kind of just fucked up the movie, people were saying. I don't know. I didn't actually see the movie because it's bombing, but that's what I'm being told. Anyway, it's kind of fucked up. I mean, I think Watterson's in the right speaking up against JK's anti-trans views, and like, you know, it's common sense that gay people should have basic human rights. So why the fuck did she get punished for like, you know, speaking up against like this reality? I don't know. Way to punish the Jewish lady. Fucking old J.K. Rowling being accidentally anti-Semitic again. Anyway, this movie really got fucked over. I think it got like double-edged shredded by the fact that like it was banned by conservative governments in like extremist countries for like being the story of a gay man, while at the same time it was boycotted in the U.S. by like LGBT communities who were pissed with J.K. for being a TERF. So, like, really, whose movie was this for? Like, very, very old people who are like open to gay people, open to J.K. Rowling, and I don't know. Yeah, Nicholas Lim, you're like really behind the ball, man. Thanks for playing along, man. You're making this fun. I'm glad I'm doing this live. It's like slightly fun to react to you. All right, so yeah, that's like about it. One last beat on this one. Since Fantastic Beasts 3 failed so much, there's a rumor right now that to save the franchise, they are probably going to make a movie of Harry Potter and the Forbidden Child or whatever. And then after that, they might reboot the Harry Potter like franchise as a whole and give us like Wizarding World Boruto. I don't know if I want that, but that's something. Anyway, so this was a live test of me like just doing entertainment news, which I'm not sure if people want or not. Nicholas, seems like you had a good time with this. Actually, really enjoyed like reacting to you, man. I wanted to do this with another person, but like I couldn't get any of my friends together on short notice, so I guess Nicholas is the other person I did it with. Thanks for helping, Nicholas. Appreciate your help. All right. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I really had to discuss in like cancellation land, but like it's a whole big thing. So like if you guys are watching this in the future, I guess leave a comment if you care about like any of these projects. Tell me what you think. Definitely tell me if you care about Legends of Tomorrow, because I honestly did care about Legends of Tomorrow, and if enough people care, I'll do like a end post-mortem video about that show because I'm gonna miss that show. That show was wild. Okay, anyway guys, thanks for hearing me out, and this is my video of the day.